So welcome back to the second part of the video, and we insisted that you're going to work out now the value of y. And this is what we're insisting. You will go back to the main equation. Remember our main equation was what? Our main equation. Our main equation was y is equals to x cubed, then minus 3x plus 2. That was our main equation. So in this case, let's confirm that is true. Yeah, that is our equation there. So that was our equation. That the equation was y is equals to x cubed minus 3x plus 2. So we have solved, and then after getting the derivative and equating it to 0, we get two values of x. X is equals to 1 and x is equals to -1. So we have to go there, then substitute to the original equation, and then we see what is going to be the value of y. So we see when x is equals to 1, when x is equals to 1, then y is equals to 1 cubed, okay, minus 3 multiplied by 1, then plus 2. So that then we solve. So when you solve, then again you say when x is equals to -1, then y is equals to -1 cubed. Then minus 3 multiplied by -1 plus 2. So get your answers there. So this 1 cubed, this one give us 1, then minus 3, then plus 2. Okay? So as you can see there in my solution, I've given you there the two solution there. Then you can see. So when you solve this one is going to be addition 1 plus 2, that is 3. 3 minus 3, 0. Okay? Then this one is going to be -1. Negative and a negative give us positive 3, then plus 2. So meaning in this case, we have 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 minus 1, that will give us 4. So you can see now, you get the two stationary points. When x, the first stationary point, stationary 1, is going to be, when x is 1, the value of x is 0. Okay? Then stationary 2. When x is -1, then y is 4. Out there I'm communicating, and that's how you can be able to see that I'm telling you in my slide. Therefore, the stationary point are -1, 4, then 1, 0. So when you reach that point, you are not yet through, because the question was telling you. Then you need to come and identify the nature. I've given you 3 natures: maximum, minimum, and the point of inflection. So there, what else will be together there? You have identified that you have the two stationary points. So now you have to come there and then you decide, is it a stationary point, or is it a maximum point, is it a minimum point, or is it a point of view? So how do you go about it? How do you go about it there? So here you're going to draw a certain diagram there, and this diagram you're going to consider the point. So if you consider your point to be, let me change my pen there. If you consider the point, so here the testing point, you test. So your testing point, test what? 1, 0, this side, and then on the other side you test what? Then test another point here. This one is going to be negative what? -1, 0. So when you come here, you're testing using 3 points. Using 3 points, one to the left, the other one to the right. That's what I want you to be very clear. Here already we know which value are we using in testing. Because here we have 2 values. Value of x, value of y. So it can be used in testing. If I want to test whether they 1, 0, I'm going to use the what? I'm going to use the value of x. And I know, and which equation am I going to use to test? I'm going to, not the main equation, what we see, not the main equation, but the equation that you're going to consider when you're testing is the equation of the dy dx. The dy dx, remember dy dx was given by what? 3x squared minus 3. So that's the equation that you're going to be using during testing. So I know that when I pick one, I substitute to this equation, the answer is going to be 0. Am I communicating there? So you're using this value, not with the main equation, but with the greater equation to test this point, to see the behavior that is going to behave. So I will pick one point on the left, this side. And this one, what does it move together there? Let's say that's what I'm saying. That consider the sign of the gradient to the left hand side and another one to the right hand side. So in this case, I'm picking the point. I've started with the other point. So let me start with the one which I've picked here. 1, 0. And on the other side, on the left hand side, I'm coming here and then I'm picking to the left. Remember, you have to consider the numbering now. The numbering here you have, this is 0, you have 1, you have 2, you have -1, you have -2. So I consider this one, I move to the left here. I pick 0. So when I pick 0, I come and substitute this equation. So this one is going to give us me what? This is 3 multiplied by 0 squared minus 3. So what am I going to get? 3 times 0, that is 0 minus 3, which will give me -3. So if I test on this side, the gradient is -3. Okay? So now, I can come here and then again, I pick to the right hand side, I pick another point. That one is going maybe to be 2. Still again I substitute. So this one is going to be 3 multiplied by 2 squared, then minus 3. So this squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. This one is. So at this nature, I can be able to decide the nature of this point. How is the gradient behaving? It is starting from the negative, the way we say negative, then through 0, then positive. So another one, this one is a minimum point. This one is the minimum point. I hope we are together there. I hope we are together there, just like I've said there. You can see the diagram representation from the negative, then through 0 to the positive. So this idea, I have you to master it because I'm going to use it in my next curve sketching lesson. That's what I'm saying. Therefore, our 1, 0 is a minimum point. Then we are saying similarly, the sign of the gradient to the left and the light of -1 give us. So go again, we do to the same case to the here. We pick again, -1. You know when we substitute to the gradient equation, the answer is going to be 0. Because I said this one is going to be 3, -1 squared, then minus 3. So this one is going to be 3 minus 3, which is give us 0. So anytime at this point, then we pick one point to the left hand side, as you can see. So I pick that one point to the left, -1, my numbering, -1 is here, so 1 on this side. So I pick -2. So I substitute again to the equation. So this is 3, -2 squared minus 3. -2 squared, that is giving us 4. Then 4 multiplied by 3, 12. 12 minus 3 giving us 9. This one is a 9. Then I pick a 0 here. So if I substitute 0, I'm going to get -3. Go to -3, yeah, -3. So again the behavior, how is it changing? It is starting from the positive, then through 0, and then to -3. So as you can see, that's what you're seeing. So this one's a minimum point, then this one is a maximum point. You can see all that work. Maximum. So when you are trying to factorize the gradient equation, mostly it will be a quadratic and it will be giving you 2 points. In most cases, not going to be giving you 1 point. The value of x, when you get the 2 values of x, you go to the main equation, then you go to the test. That's what I'm saying now, our point there, you can be able to see what you're talking about. Therefore, -1 is a maximum point. Therefore, -1,4 is the maximum. I hope that those concepts, those are the ones that you're going to be dealing with them. So I'll continue the example number 2, but I'm saying this idea. That's why I have repeated it, because in my next part, when I will be talking about the curve sketching, I will be using the same concept. I will be using the same concept for us to be able to identify what I'm talking about. So in this case, I'm insisting that when you go to the next part, we are saying example number 2, identify the stationary point of the curve 1 plus 4x cubed, then minus x to the power 4. Then you have to determine the nature of each of the stationary point. So you identify the stationary point, then you determine the nature. Then on my next lesson, you sketch those points. So let's go. The first step, you have the solution. Your equation is given there as 1 plus 4x minus x to the power 4. Then get the dy dx. The dy of dx of a constant is 0. Then this one, lower the power, we have 12. Then lower the power by 1, x squared, minus. Lower the power again 4, lower the power by 1. Reduce the power by 1. So you get 4x cubed. So this is now our dy dx. Then what did we say? It's going to be our step number 3. You have dy dx. Then where do you go? If you have the dy dx, then you say equate it to 0. Just equate it to 0. Then when you equate to 0, our dy dx is supposed to be equal to 0. When you equate our dy dx, remember I'm saying that in most cases, it will be a quadratic or maybe a cubic function, because now this one is a cubic function because of 3. So factor with the common factor, you can see it's 4x squared, then it's equals to 0. 3x minus x is equals to 0. So 4x squared is equals to 0. So remember here, divide by 4. So x squared give us that x is equals to 0. Then 3 minus x, x is equals to 3. So you have two values of x, so you must have also two values for y. Get this 0, substitute to the main equation. So when you substitute 0 to the main equation, you're getting your y is 1. That's why our 1 point is 0, negative 1. Then again you have your 3. Substitute to the main equation, you get your y is 28. So you have two stationary points, 0, 1 and 3, 28. Then therefore, test those points. You test those points one by one. Before you say this one is a point of inflection, but the other one is a maximum point, you have to test them. The way there you can be able to see. So stationary point at this one, 0. At a 0, the gradient is 0. Pick 1 to the left, negative 1. Substitute the gradient equation, 16. Positive. Then, the other one is the same case, positive. So you can see, diagrammatic representation indicates is a point of inflection. Same case to the other one, which is 0, the other one which is 328. We substitute 3, the gradient is 0. Then on the left, pick 1, it becomes 8, positive. Then the other one becomes, now the other one is negative. So it is positive through 0 to a negative. So the other one is going to be a maximum point. Here there's a video that you're going to watch on your own. I'm going to send it on the Google Classroom. And here there is also going to be another video there you're going to watch on your own. Then there is an exercise that I want us to be able to focus on it. Exercise 8.3, question 1b, there are 5 of them. And because of having some problem with the student who are having third edition and fourth edition, that's why I've taken the photo of the exercise that I want us to be able to do. So the exercise, again, is also going to be on our Google Classroom. Otherwise, do enjoy the next lesson and do have